Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome, welcome. I hope and trust that you had a productive day, that everything went according as planned. I mean, you should. Tomorrow is Friday for those of you who are um, off on the weekend. Should be just one day closer, right? I personally cannot wait until the weekend, although I'll be working, but can't wait. I don't know. So welcome back. For those of you who have been with me on this 3-week journey, tonight is my last episode of this series that I'm doing. I've been speaking about, sharing management strategies and tips and, really making you aware of, certain mindsets and things, behaviors, actions that new managers often go through, either because they are fearful, either because they have the wrong mindset, or they're just, they really need the training and development. And if you are just looking, stumbling and logging in for the first time, I would encourage you to, you know, look at the replays. There is going to be something there that you enjoy. Um, if you want to share this out, do so. And if you have a friend that's not on Instagram or Facebook, then I'm on YouTube and these are saved there. Hi, Erica, good evening. And so let me just jump into it. It's going to be a short live stream because I'm going to sort of tidy and wrap up what I've been speaking about this week. And so tonight I want to talk to you about living in your comfort zone. Before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Waveney. I am a leadership coach. I help your managers develop leadership influence by mastering their relationships at work and leveraging their communication skills. These are two critical areas that new managers, have a challenge with. Either that they claim they're introverts or they've been communicating in such a different way than prior to them becoming a manager, that it's their default way of communicating, as well as, persons may not feel like they need to foster and develop relationships. And these are two foundational things, actions, behaviors that you will find that you need throughout your journey, really in life. We are not on an island, we're not robots, and even robots need people, right? And need relationships. So those two things are very foundational, and it's what I focus on. And I give you the tools and strategies. Once you've built that foundation, it becomes a part of you because I'm with you. You work with me for 90 days. All right. Um, and it's, one on one, and we work um, on you have access. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a brain fog. You have access to a portal, so it's me and you and the portal, and we work with you to develop that leadership, that influential leadership. So let me then go on and speak about what I want to tonight. So some persons may have the mindset that it's not that bad. So you may have, you know, been looking at my videos, and you're maybe a new manager. Maybe you're now viewing for the first time and you're thinking, yes, I'm a new manager, but it's not that bad. It's not really that bad. I can handle it. And that is your mindset, right? And you're probably thinking, well, I have a few issues, but it's nothing to scream about. It's not that bad. It'll blow over. Let me give it time. right? Sometimes we want to see how things play out, which is fine, which is fine, but there needs to be a cutoff point. Then we might even be thinking, you know what, I don't quite get my boss. I have this new boss, or it may be the same boss, but because you're in a different role, your role has been elevated, the expectation is different. And so you may perceive your boss as acting strangely or weird, or you don't quite get them, but you're thinking that, you know what, this is, people are people, and it's not that bad. Okay. And if this is you and you've had this, you can put an emoji in the chat box, or if you're catching me on a replay, if it makes sense to you. If this is you, then you can do that as well. Um, some people even say it's not that bad. I've had a few successes here and there. I'm not quite picking up the speed. I'm not quite getting the results that I thought I would have accomplished up until this point. It's not that bad. I'm gonna just wait it out, right? But here's the thing, and you may be like kind of comfortable. You're comfortable. You're comfortable. It's not that bad. But if it isn't that bad, if it's not that bad, it means it isn't good, right? It isn't great. Okay. You still may be experiencing some sort of underlying anxiety, because this is not you. You want to be the best. You are ambitious. You've gotten to the point that you're now a leader. You're now in this position. You've gotten your dream job. And no, it's not that bad. Right now, you're accepting mediocrity. It's average, and you're not average, right? But you're thinking it's not that bad. I'm comfortable. I'm riding it out. Okay. But comfort zones, and I don't know if you've heard this, this is where dreams die. If you're too comfortable, you're not growing. If you're too comfortable, you may be stuck on average and mediocre. And we don't do this over here at the People's Brand. Our benchmark is excellence. Our benchmark is excellence. Okay. So if it's not that bad, it isn't good. And so tonight I want to talk to you about the cost. What is it costing you emotionally, financially, and professionally? Because you're like, it's not that bad, right? You're living in your comfort zone. Good night, Jizzy. So emotionally, your confidence, because you are a go-getter, an overachiever, and I say that in, most people, some people, when they say overachiever, they mean it in a negative way, and I mean it in a really good way, right? Your confidence, you're not getting the results, you're in this new role, it's not, you're trying to tell yourself it's not that bad, you're not seeking the help that you need, you're trying to Google your way to success. If you missed that live stream, you need to go and look for it. I think I did it this week. Your confidence is eroding daily, and each time you make a mistake, you're not allowing yourself any grace, because you don't know the impact of that mistake. You're thinking that all mistakes are created equal. And you have to be so careful when you're in a new role, because when you don't know what you don't know, you everything that doesn't go right, you perceive as a mistake, and you're hard on yourself. So your confidence is eroding, but it's not that bad. This leads you to feeling some type of anxiety. And if COVID wasn't enough, you're adding more anxiety to your life, and you don't need that, and your professional life. And you're going home, and it's adding to what's already there. Okay. You spend time rehearsing what you should have done. I should have said this, I should have done that, you know, somebody, you're dealing with somebody on your team, you're managing, someone who has low performance. Maybe you've inherited some poor performers on your team, and no, it's not that bad. And you're rehearsing in your mind, I should have handled it this way, I should have handled it that way. Or you're calling up your friends and saying, hey, I have the situation. How would you deal with it? How would you manage it? Meanwhile, your friends are not really equipped to help you. Your friends are your friends, right? Your friends are your friends. And they're probably, God bless them, they're trying to do the right thing. They may be offering you advice, which is not really the best advice, right? Unless somebody has really been in your shoes or been in a similar role or are a few steps ahead of you in your career, you really, I mean, the advice that they're offering may not be the best advice. That's why I say your friends are your friends. Okay. And all this, and you're taking that piece of advice, those pieces of advice, and it's just leading to a whole ball of frustration. And this is you, and you're telling yourself it's not that bad because you don't want to get the help that you need. You don't want to invest in yourself. You don't want to bet on yourself. I don't know who else you want to bet on because you know what you're capable of. But what are you afraid of? Why are you telling yourself it's not that bad? And if it isn't that bad, it isn't good either. Okay. Financially, right? Last night I spoke about money mindset. It's a really great live stream. Go and look at it when you have some time. Your money is tied up in um your growth and development, right? Your results, some of you, you're in positions that your results dictate your bonus. And yes, you want to do the right thing. Yes, you love people, you may love your job, but at the end of the day, money is value, and you need money to live your life, right? And so your results dictate your bonus. And if you are not getting the results that you need, it may mean that you're not getting the bonus that you need. And you have things to do. You have families to feed, you have things that you want to purchase. And that you have things that you want to purchase, but it's not that bad. And I mean, I don't know how long you're going to keep saying that. That's your bonus there wrapped up. Okay, that's how it's affecting you. Then because you are delaying as well on your development, you don't have anything to negotiate with. Some of you are in positions and the workload is a lot, but you have, because you're not producing the results, right? You don't even feel confident going into a meeting asking for more, right? You can't negotiate because you don't have any bargaining power. Because if you think that you're going to waltz into your boss's office or a senior leader's office and you're just going to say, the workload is a lot, I think I deserve more. Well, okay. What have you done? What have you done? Where's the results? Where's the data to show? Right? You're in the big leagues now. It's all about quantifying the work that you do. It's all about the value that you bring. How are you going to have that conversation without the necessary tools, the necessary communication tools, or the results to back that up? But it's not that bad. And so you may decide that, hey, you know what? I'm going to just spend $20 on a Udemy course for managers and it's going to give me what I need. The Udemy course, 6-week course, isn't really addressing the issue. You're doing an online course, you're in a new role, you can't speak back to um, the online course. Your situation is unique and you need someone that can guide you, an expert, someone with experience, someone who's been there, but it's not that bad and you just think that you can wing it, right? Meanwhile, like I said, your bonus and your um the leverage that you would have gained is tied up in your development and you're procrastinating on that. You're comfortable, you're coasting, you know, you don't have it as bad as your other friends. When you meet up and you listen to them speak about, you know, the challenges that they may have on their team, you don't have that challenge. You get along great with your boss, you get along great with your team, but can it be better? Yeah, you have, you know, goals that you need to accomplish, and you might get there. You're good with everybody, you're cool with everybody, but couldn't it be better? It's not that bad, right? And then professionally, you're not positioning yourself well, right? You have triggers. You have a team now, you have senior leaders now, right? Um, office politics comes into play. You may find that you have somebody stonewalling you in that organization, be it a senior leader or somebody, and you have no idea that the reason they're doing that is because you stepped on their toes, right? You're an introvert, so you didn't go to a particular event that meant something to that person because you are out of touch. Your work relationships, it's just okay. You haven't really sat down, thought about how you're going to develop those work relationships. And you may be sitting down thinking, like, okay, that sounds far fetched, or, I'm good. But these are the things that happen. These are the things that happen, as much as, we would want all leaders to behave in a certain way. The fact of the matter is, there are many persons in organizations, CEOs, that they are um, they're not emotionally intelligent and they are petty. And you have to know how to manage these types of people. You have to know how to manage your boss. You have to know how to manage up, which module is this? In module 4 of the Communicator Influence, my coaching program, we speak about managing up, right? And managing up is simply about learning how to build a strong, positive relationship with your boss. And if you think that isn't important, it is important. It is important. Sometimes some of us have nasty bosses. Yes, I agree. But sometimes we also are the cause of that. We're not helping. We're not helping the situation. And there are things that we can do to foster a better relationship, at least foster an amicable work relationship so that it is comfortable for those 8 or 9 hours that we are working. Sometimes it's not just on the other person. Sometimes we also play a role in that. And this is not a popular message, but it is the truth, right? How are you managing up? How are you going to, you know, work on that critical relationship? How are you going to manage your boss? Because there's a way in managing your boss. It's not that bad though, right? And so, what will take you? Thank you. Um, what will take you 90 days with me to solve, to develop, to find a strategy is going to take you about 5 years. Do you have that time? Because it's not that bad and you're comfortable and you're going to just write it out to see what will happen. Do you have that time? Do you have that, you know, kind of money to waste? Do you, I mean, meanwhile, your relationship, not relationship, but your career isn't positioned correctly, the relationships that you have at work is just okay, but they could be better. They could be better, but it's not that bad because you are living in the comfort zone where things die. The only place that's comfortable is your bed. If you are, and it's a fact, if you are just, in your life, personally or professionally, and this is no joke, if you look at your life as a whole and you are just okay and you're comfortable, then there are areas that you need to grow. You're just coasting. It's okay. It probably is an indication that you need to push yourself. There's an area of development or growth awaiting you. There's an opportunity there, right? You don't want to live in the comfort zone. And this is just some free 99 advice. You have to do things, you have to set goals. This is why people get bored, and this is why, people look at their lives and ask, is this it? Is this all to life? You're asking yourself that this question because you are bored and you're comfortable. And so we at the People's Brand, we don't want to be just comfortable. We want to be setting goals. We want to be achieving things. We want to, you know, look back on our lives and be proud of it. We want to leave a legacy. You know, I've said this quote before. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great. Anybody can be great because anybody can serve. And you want, to do to to serve and to do your best. But if you're just comfortable, if you're just coasting, if you're just there, if you know, then what? Then don't be jealous of someone who, when you look at them, some of your friends who have achieved more, don't look at them and be jealous. Don't look at them and ask why. They have achieved more. People achieve more when they risk more, when they invest more. Okay. If you put in nothing, you get nothing out. And, you know, it is the same with our professional development. If I hadn't invested in myself, I wouldn't have been open to the opportunities that were granted to me. I wouldn't be ready for them. I wouldn't be comfortable taking them on, right? I wouldn't. Exactly. Always look ahead and climb the ladder of life. This is what makes life exciting. Comfort zones don't make life exciting. And so I am extending an invitation to you. If you are a new manager, if you're transitioning into another industry or career, um, join the Communicate to Influence coaching program. You can find more details on my website if you need time to think about it, but schedule your consultation call. Or if you've been with me for the last 3 weeks, or if you're just stumbling and you know you need the help, then you need to apply for that. Um, Schedule your consultation call. That is the first step. And let's look at what you need to accomplish. Yes, the program has a structure, but each person has a particular um, focus area that they may want to work on. So yes, Vineta is saying fear makes us stay flat and down. That is true. We cannot be afraid. Fear and comfort. Fear and comfort. Right? And so, like I mentioned, if you're just joining me, I'm talking about the Communicator Influence. It's 90 days, one on one with me. And I would be happy to have you in the program. If you're on Instagram, like I mentioned, and you need more details, you can check the link in the bio. There's a link that takes you right there. If you're on Facebook, then it's there on my website. And so this is really my message to you. I said that it would be a short message. It's really a wrap up of what we've been talking about for what I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. The replays are there. You can go back to them anytime. And what will happen is I'm going to be popping on every week. Every week I'll do a weekly leadership chat, and I'll do that on a Saturday. So look out for that. I won't start this Saturday. I'll start the following Saturday in February. So just look out for that. I will put the notification up. And thank you for joining me. If you've been joining me for the last 3 weeks, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your questions and your comments. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you soon, or I'll see you inside the Communicator Influence coaching program. All right. Bye.